What is up, everybody? This is Eric, the one and only Bear Collector, and today we are doing the February 2025 video game haul. Now, first of all, excuse me if my voice sounds weirder than normal. I'm getting over a cold, so my voice is a little raspy, a little squeaky, a little messed up more than normal. So I apologize in advance. And this month, I didn't get that many physical games. Now, I was supposed to get more games, but they haven't arrived as of the making of the video. So those are going to be covered in March. And I got a couple of cool, um, online games, like games for the Steam Deck. And let's get started with the digital games of the month, which I have a couple. The first one right here, it is called Cave Story. It's a Christmas edition of Cave Story. Let me see the name. Secret Santa. So Cave Story, Secret Santa. Now these are characters from the game Cave Story, and you play one of the characters that's out to return the gifts to certain households. In a overhead kind of adventure style not platformer, but more kind of like Zelda, where you return gifts and everything. So you have to go back and return the gifts. Now, this next game right here, Crime Boss, literally can't even talk. Crime Boss, can't even talk. I apologize. Crime Boss, Rock K City. Now, this one was a game that I also won from the channel Cultured Vulture. So thank you so much for the game. And this one really caught my eye. This particular game, you play, you can do certain things. You can play, you do certain tasks, certain jobs. Like you can organize a group and go rob banks or save hostages and different things. And it kind of has a feel to Grand Theft Auto. One of the cool things that I noticed is that Danny Trejo it comes out as one of the characters in the game. So it's a very interesting game that I really want to get into. So Vultures, thank you so much. The game is actually interesting because even though it's like Grand Theft Auto is a first person shooter style. So it's pretty fun. It looks really fun. This next one, Disorder. This is a 2D side-scrolling platformer where basically it's kind of, they say that it's kind of like a person that's dealing with some sort of depression, trying to remember some memories from the past, and you go through levels. Some of them are kind of upside down, and it's a 2D side-scroller, and it looked really interesting. So yeah, I want to give this one a try. Um, this next one is called Fulgore. This one right here is an overhead action beat 'em up. Reminds me of that game Diablo in the sense that it's like an overhead like that, but it's a beat 'em up. You're actually out to save your girlfriend from the mafia or from some mob individuals. So yeah, it says right here you're from South Italy in the early 60s, late 50s, and you're out to save your girlfriend. So yeah, so this one looked really fun, looked interesting. Now this next one right here, this one is called Gear Bits Gear Angels. This is a 2D side scrolling shoot 'em up. You're basically out there to save the planet from aliens. Very typical storyline, but it looked really fun. Kind of like a bullet hell shoot 'em up style game. Reminds me a lot of your typical side scrollers and whatnot, like Life Force, and it looked fun. The next one I got because it was free, Killer Instinct. It's a remake of the famous 2D beat 'em up fighting game Killer Instinct. So they revamped it and they had it going on for free. So I took advantage and I grabbed it. So of course that needs no introduction. The next one is Rainy Day. This one's like a short side scroller. You play this little paper who gets into these rainy situations, and you have to use your umbrella to cover yourself from getting wet. So you do kind of like little tricks when you travel through the levels, and it looked really fun. Sorry, I keep kicking the chairs in front of me. Um, the next one is Republique. Now this is a game that I already owned physically, but it was also going for free, and I took advantage of it. and it's basically the story of a girl who has to go figure out. Um, it says it right here. I forgot the. Oh, whoa. No, it says VR. Let me see. Game info. So you gotta help a woman named Hope escape in a thrilling and topical stealth action game. So it's first person, kind of reminds me like it's gonna be something off of Metal Gear style. So yeah. This next one is called School Stompers. Basically, you take the role of different characters. As you can see, there's precedents and whatnot. And this one is very Mario-esque as a side scroller, 2D side scroller. And you just go into different let's see what it says. You just stomp skulls in a zany cast of characters in a chaotic adventure that spares no one. No political sides taken, just unapologetic, good old-fashioned stomping. So you can choose from 6 characters, maybe 6 precedents, or 6 political figures, and you go out there to do your thing. So that one looked very interesting and fun. Now these next two, these were interesting. This is Teleforum. This one right here, basically, you gotta go interview this lady who just became a widow, and there's like a tape that you gotta look for, and so you go out there to look for it. And it's right here. It's a found footage style horror game, so it looked very interesting. So I kind of, that day that I was looking for games, I had a knack for thrillers, and then this one, Terroro, is basically you're the boyfriend of a famous TikToker who you take that role and you discover some stuff behind the so-called perfect life of the TikToker. So, and it's a short game. It says it's 30 minutes. And then finally, this one caught my eye too. The Weird Cleaner. This is basically like an overhead puzzle arcade action game where you're Cal the janitor and you're a werewolf, but you have to go clean up certain areas of the offices, but at the same time you got to try not to kill a lot of people in order to get paid. So it's a really fun action game, not side scroller, overhead action arcade game. So there it is, the games from my digital downloads of the month. Let me just turn that off for a minute, and then we'll get started with the physical collection. Put this out to the side, and there she blows. There we go. Now, physical games of the month. Now, I bought several games that I really wanted to get. There's still more. The other cool ones, there were some really cool ones, but that's gonna be for next month. But there is one game that I'm gonna show you right now, real soon, that really caught my eye. But let's begin. The first one, Jet Li Rise for Honor for the PS2. This one is action beat 'em up. Starting Jet Li. So this one caught my eye. I saw some YouTubers talk about it earlier in the month, and it was going for rather cheap, and I decided to get it. So there it is. It looks like a fun game. So got that one. Next, now, I don't know what it is about Nintendo Switch games. If you guys see cheap Nintendo Switch games that are interesting, go for it and buy them, because for some reason still Nintendo Switch games are not going for, they're not that cheap. I try to kind of always, when I look for games, I try to spend a couple of dollars. That's always my like what I challenge myself when I look for games. And this one cost me a few dollars because I've won it in a bid. And this is this one right here is Tiny Troopers DX for the Switch. Tiny Troopers XL Joint Ops for the Switch. Now this one is an overhead arcade action not a stealth, more of an arcade action game. Your soldiers out to you kind of have to go clear various levels. The way that it reminds me of if you guys played NES Jurassic Park, it has that overhead feel like arcade style. It's similar to that, but it's not dinosaurs, of course. It's getting through some enemy lines. Now the next game, I went a couple of times to GameStop, I got this game that I got it with my points, and I got it for rather cheap. And it caught my eye. It was such an interesting game. Now, this is the game I was talking to you guys about that really caught my eye. And let me take the sticker off so you guys can see the full cover of it. I forgot to take it off. Yeah, I don't know why I don't do this beforehand. Sorry, guys. Anyways, I'll leave the little sticky there. And this one's called excuse me, Dungeon Munchies for the PS4. Basically, you play as a I thought you played as a demon. Aided by the undead Necro Chef. So you go into these missions for the Necro Chef, and one of the interesting things is that this is a 2D platformer RPG action style game, but at the same time you collect these recipes that you use to gain power ups and whatnot. So the game was very, very unique. I want to say I saw this one a while back, but it caught my eye. But oh, okay, guys. Now this game, if you guys know, I didn't realize it when I bought it. When you guys see a hole punch UPC code, that means that this particular game was supposed to go to either a tester or someone at Sony. So whenever you have these covers with, or you buy games like that, these are interesting because it means that the game was received for free to either a developer, a tester, someone out there received a copy from Sony to play, and it's not supposed to be for resale. And shame, GameStop, you guys got this one. But yeah, so that's what the game is. Sorry for sidetracking you guys on that one. But yeah, that's that one. This next one is another game that I heard that it was gonna be pretty cool. And yeah, hold on, give me 1 second. Sorry guys, I'm back. Oh, that was so weird. So I heard something drop. I thought it was my son upstairs because he's already in bed. And he had gone to the bathroom and he told me no, it wasn't here. It wasn't me. Checked upstairs and nothing. Came down to the kitchen and I saw a bottle of water that was down on the floor. The weird thing about it is that bottle of water, I could have sworn it was in a space where it wouldn't have fallen, and it fell. So that kind of freaked me out. But anyways, back to the review. Back to the whole, the haul. I apologize. This is the first time this ever happens. I typically don't like to be interrupted when I do this, but that was so weird. Anyways, as I was saying, the next game that I got was a game Bulletstorm for the PS3. Now, I heard a lot of people say that this particular game right here, it's a game that, it wasn't an expensive game. It was rather cheap. But the game itself is very fun. It's kind of like a 3D platformer adventure game, first-person shooter. Can't remember, but it has a good storyline. So definitely pick this one up. Now, the next couple of games, at GameStop, they had a sale that was buy two, get one free. And I got these rather very cheap games, but there were interesting games that I've been wanting to get for a while that I've been eyeing now, but I just waited until they dropped down in price. The first one is called Constructor, and they're all for the Xbox One. And the first one is Constructor. This is basically like kind of like you gotta like build a city or build build your area type of simulated game. And of course, I apparently, when I did a little bit of research, I heard that this one came out back in the Amiga or the MS-DOS. It was out already, but it's a remake of it. And I hear people give it pretty good reviews. The next one is another game that I've been keeping my eye out that I was going to buy sometime last year, but I waited and I'm glad I did because it dropped down in price a lot. And it's called Rock of Ages 3 Make and Break for the Xbox One. Now, this one in particular, it's basically Best way they describe this one is kind of like Marble Madness, where you roll around a rock and you destroy um, things, and you build them and you destroy them and whatnot. So it looked really fun, and this is one of the games that I've been interested in playing right here. The next one is another one that interested me, but when I discovered what it was, I was kind of a little bit turned down, but I'm gonna give it a shot. And it's called Space Station Startopia. Sorry, Startopia. Space Station Startopia. Sorry, I'm wrong. Space Startopia for the Xbox One. Now basically, this one right here is you build your own casino in space, or your own resort in space, and you gotta manage it, maintain it, make sure that no like space pirates come through and cause trouble. And it looked when I read it, actually I want to give it a shot. It looks pretty interesting. So yeah. And then finally, out of all those three games that I got, I bought one for super cheap, and it's called Recore for the Xbox One. Now I learned that this one, yeah, I got it for $2. Now I discovered that this one in particular is kind of like a launch game for the Xbox One, and it's a platformer adventure game. And it looked really fun. Like when I read about it, this is one that I'm very interested in. So yeah, I want to play this one out and see how it goes. Next one that I kind of got this one because my daughter, she started loving this character, and I love this character myself, and that's Puss in the Boots, nah, Puss in Boots for the Wii. I was debating whether to get it for the PS3 or the Wii, but then when I saw reviews of the Wii one, it looked more cooler to me. I feel like it was better, and it's a complete copy. The only thing is that the game gets loose in here, so I gotta be careful. So yeah, I got the whole book and everything. When my daughter saw it, she got really excited, and because she likes Puss in Boots, and it's one of those games that I'll be willing to play with my daughter. That I'll have fun playing with her, with the game with her, and see how it goes. You know what I mean? And then the next one, I got it because I have the sequel, and I know it's a cheap game, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is the one that I really don't know much about, but I know that it's a 3D. I think it's a 3D either first person shooter or action adventure game, and that's Titanfall for the Xbox One. And I know it's a very popular game. I have Titanfall 2, and I got it just as cheap as I got this one. So yes, I like having I don't like, if I own a sequel, I want to have the first one if I can. And since it's cheap, got that one. And then finally, this one. This one was interesting. And this one is called Valhalla Hills for the Xbox One. This is basically a sim game where you're like a Norseman, and you go out to develop a civilization, based on Norse mythology. So this one looked interesting and fun. So definitely, yeah, I got some different. I could definitely got some interesting titles. I apologize. The whole noise thing really shook me off. That was so weird. But let me move along. So those were my games that I got for the month of February. Now I am gonna show you about I got a couple of items, just a couple of things. The first thing that I got was a AEW figure, and that is Frankie Kazarian from AEW. And I believe I want to say that I got this one already. But one of the reasons, as you can see, is $3.99. I really wanted to get the belts because I know that the belts are more expensive than the figures sometimes. And of course, he was a tag team partner with Scorpio Sky back in the days. They're no more. I haven't even seen Scorpio Sky recently in AEW. Frankie Kazarian, I think he's no longer with AEW. Man, because I haven't seen him. And this is Series 5, actually. So this is but this is an old one. And of course, they were part of SCU. But yeah, it was a cool tag team. And then the next thing that I got that I thought, guys, it was really cool. Now, I'm not much of a fan of how can I put it? I'm a fan, but I'm not a deep fan. But the whole franchise, it's kind of nostalgic to me. And the figure that I got is Star Trek: The Next Generation figure, Commander William Riker. Got it for super cheap. Really, really cool figure. I thought it was cool. And when I flipped it over, I noticed that there's also Captain Jean-Luc Picard, Lieutenant Data, and those are the only ones. I haven't seen any other figures. I'm definitely looking out for these other two because when I used to watch Star Trek: The Next Generation, these were my favorite characters. What was I think he was a communication specialist, Johnny LaForge, or I can't remember his name. He came out. He used to be the actor in Reading Rainbow, and he wore the glasses. He was also a favorite of mine. If I see that figure, having those four, I'll be cool. Definitely that one's gonna go up. I'm gonna show you guys really quick how I have the Hot Wheels that I have up there with my other games and my arcade cabinet, my arcades. So yeah, I'm gonna hang it up there, and it looks pretty badass when, people see that. They kind of like, oh, it looks nice. So I'm gonna hang that one up there. But definitely happy with this one. And then finally, my parents went out to Mexico, and they like to bring little things for the kids. But then my kid didn't want this, and it's a Five Nights at Freddy figure. Freddy, he looks really weird. Sometimes they light up if you press the button. So yeah, maybe that's what caused the water bottle to fall down in the kitchen. My son looked at it and he kind of got creeped out. And he's like, "Nah, that's cursed." He likes to say that, but his face comes off. So I think they're pretty cool. I have a couple more figures that my parents brought my son a couple of years back, and I thought it was cool. And I said, if you don't want it, I'll keep it. But it's a Five Nights at Freddy from Mexico. So yeah, there it is. Put him right here. Whoa. No, let me see where. No, I think he'll look better here. Come out, so that way you won't haunt me. Anyways, guys, this has been my February 2024 video game haul. Yeah, I'm still shaken up about the whole thing. It was really spooky. But yeah, that was my haul. Maybe one day I'll explain why those things kind of freak me out a little bit. It will be a nice little story away from the video games. Maybe I'll do a little short story one of these days. But yeah, it's a good talk. But anyways, for now, I got a couple of videos coming up next month. I'm planning something out, something unique, and see if you guys are gonna enjoy it. And yeah, I'm trying to see if my friend can come out in one of the videos soon if he ever visits my area here, because he lives in Southern California, so he's kind of far away now. And we kind of have talked about doing a little video on doing a game review of some games or something. It'd be kind of fun if he ever shows up. And I know he was mentioning he may be around sometime soon, so we're planning it. Hopefully that becomes it. If not, that's something that's coming in the near future, whether it's on by phone or kind of like a little interview about a game. Be a little fun thing to do with my friend. Other than that, got other game reviews that I have planned out. So stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to my family as well. Lily, a simple mom. Logan from Logan's Toy Box Review. Lexi from Lexi Toy Box Review. And subscribe to their channels. Sometimes I come out in those channels, make little cameos, help them out. And it's fun, to do this with the entire family. Maybe I can do a game review with my son too. I know I did one with him, but I'm actually been thinking, I haven't told him, but maybe sit down and do a review, me and him, like we're doing right now. My son Logan, he's off the hook. I love him to death. He's off the hook and he's very funny. So be a good one to do with my son in the near future. But anyways, hope you guys enjoy this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace out.